final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Saints and the Jets on Thursday night primetime.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. And tonight we got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the New York Jets. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years. And right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Carr going to throw right away. There's Chris Olave. A huge play there right off the bat. 49 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? What the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
At the 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's a 2nd down and 4. Carr now to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he is going to have a Saints first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Carr. His throw incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty, and that forces a 4th down situation. And his kick here is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, that was a long, sustained opening drive, but in the end, only able to get 3, the field goal out of it.
And absolutely, you'll take the points and the early lead. You never give those back. but there will be a little bit of disappointment that they didn't punch it in for 6 after that kind of yardage and that kind of drive that they had.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Now, he's a high draft pick, so maybe a bit of a mulligan, but you never want to throw a preseason interception, especially as a rookie.
No, but this is the time to do it, right? Let's get the kinks out. He's still got to learn how to read coverages, still has to learn the entire offense, has to see how he fits with the players around him. But bottom line is what you said right in the beginning. He's a high draft pick. They want him on the field sooner rather than later, so let's keep giving him some reps and seeing what they have.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Quincy Williams worked his way back for that sack. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Kamara up the middle. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your
throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So Carr departs, and on his Blake Groupie for the Saints field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. And his kick is good. And that will make it 6-0. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
He's going to keep this again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's more. So no gain on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd and 3. This one taken in by Olave. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Saints first down.
He'll drop to throw. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now back to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 16. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, he pulled it and got good yardage himself.
So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. They'll set up a throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. Kamara with a run on 1st down, but he's fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage there. No gain.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. 6-0 our score after 1. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 6. They go quickly here out to Moore. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 8. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him to mess it up.
The way in, touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, 31 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from capturing the lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Carr. Wide open receiver complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 22 yards there, a 1st down. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. To throw, it's Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 15. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series. And you see the last drive, great chunk of yardage, the touchdown on 5 carries. And offensively, everything just looked in sync, didn't it?
It did, and the reason that it was in sync is because it's a combination of play calling, game plan, offensive line marrying up with all their blocks. But don't forget the receivers out on the perimeter. Any type of a long run, the receivers have had a hand in that because they've occupied people downfield.
WSP.
Give the big credit to the man with the football. Great vision, good movement, gets to the end zone.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
32-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain. On play action, they'll throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Yeah, he'll find Hall. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And some room to run now. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Carr to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 42. To throw is Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Carr signaling to his guys, let's go here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that will be incomplete. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive. But some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Hall. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. To the sideline and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He finds his man complete. It's Hall. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Cameron
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the home team, the Jets, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. On the return, this is Turpin. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Now the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Colin Saunders in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Tries the left side and finds Olave. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. A give. This is Kamara. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with a short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. I look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
No, they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they're going to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Back to throw here.
And he's got Jordan complete right side. Look at the big fella go. All the way in. Touchdown, New York. Brevin Jordan, 57 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call. But he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
Shotgun now for Carr. And his throw is incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And New York set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football
WSP.
because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now Carr. And this will be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
Throwing his car on third down. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And now that brings up fourth down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
They work now on 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this third quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into...
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Brian Brzee fought in and got him down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. He lets it go deep for Olave. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Carr. Olave holds it in. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. From the gun, it's Carr. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Another throw in 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Only a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
It looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. 2nd and 9 now. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete.
Big strides. Look at him go.
Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there.
70 yards. And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now. They're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score. But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Trying to lay one up deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the 4th, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
You made some more draft classes by any chance?
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
On second down, here's Miller. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
Holding, offense.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Back to throw again. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the fourth quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the fourth quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
He'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for a fourth quarter lead. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll drop the throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And Allen brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here comes the Saints punter now as he's on here to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Wright's got it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. Huntley now bootlegging it. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and abundant. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And they're going option play on 3rd down. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down by 2. 1:47 on the clock. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Through the middle of the field. How about this? He's to the 10. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. Ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Saints use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Important extra point up and through, and the lead is up to 5. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So now the focus shifts to the Jets, trailing by 5. A little over 1.5 minutes remaining. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Huntley. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Now Huntley. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
4th down, Huntley. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the 4th quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From MetLife Stadium, good night, everybody.